Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our board meeting. If I could have a roll call, please. Here? Here.
Here.
If you could all please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to America and to the nation of God, Okay, we need to approve the agenda for this evening. Do I have a motion? Second. Been motioned and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. We have the approval of the minutes from the last board meeting on April 14th. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second. Been motioned and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Dr. Sprout, superintendent's report tonight. I know we have lots of happy things.
We do. Thank you, President Berrigan and governing board members. We started tonight at 4:30 with a retiree reception, recognizing many employees that are wrapping up their careers of service to this community. And it was just awesome to be in their presence tonight and to think about all the people whose lives they have touched during their careers. And so we're going to call them up, and then I'll ask us to just all stand and give them a round of applause. And so with the following retirees, please come forward. Mary Barger, MC Cash, SPED Instructional Associate. Kathy Birdsong, 7th grade math teacher at Trailside Point. And we'll bring you right up here, and we will get a picture with you.
We have years of service.
Huh?
We have years of service.
I don't have years of service written down here. Total years? 26 years of service. Mary, is Mary here? Okay. Ms. Goodwin, how many years does Mary have? Do we know? 16 years. Donna Hartel, if you'd please come forward. How many years do we have, Donna? 8 years. Cecilia Lamb, I don't believe is here tonight. Cloyce Lamb. How many years, Cloyce? 8 here in total? 28, come on up. Delisa Mohammed. Delisa, how many years do we have total? 5 years, thank you. Arcelia Sita. How many years? 23. Come on up. Arcelia is an assistant lead custodian at Levine Elementary. Delisa is our SPED IA at Desert Meadows, and Cloyce is a PE teacher at Desert Meadows. Next, we have Jose Sita. Please come forward. Groundskeeper. Come on forward. And how many years, Jose? 12 years. Thank you. Next, we have Lou Smith. Lou, how many years total?
15, 17, Arizona.
There's a lot more. All right. Mark Shepard. How many years, Mark?
8 years and 12.
Former district. Mark's a 5th grade teacher at MC Cash, and Lou is a district guest teacher. We also have 2 other retirees that weren't with us tonight. Gloria Fala, a Spanish teacher at Vista del Sur, and Ray Jimenez, lead custodian at Desert Meadows. These are our retirees. Hey, would you please join me? Let's stand and give them a... If you're family and you'd like to get a picture, come on up. All right, Butch, we're ready to keep moving. Last week, we honored 11 community members as Levine Legends. These individuals nominated by our school leaders have gone above and beyond to support our students, our staff, and our schools. Honorees were recognized at an awards dinner and presented with a Levine Legends Award. The event also raised funds for the Levine Education Foundation. Recipients were Linda Abeg from Paseo Point, a volunteer at Paseo Point, Lauren Grizzard with the Tanner Community Development Corporation, Yvette Hernandez, Trailside Point PTO, Keita Jackson from greendesert.org, Bethany Jacobs from the Vista del Sur PTO, Jana Knox from EFGA, Estrella Foothills PTO, Teresa Malone, a Desert Meadows parent, Isaac Cerna, MC Cash community leader, Tyler Lowe from Vulcan Materials, Maria Bailey Benson from South Mountain Community College, and Lisa Sandomir, which was accepted by her brother, Dr. Mark Sandomir. Let's give them a round of applause. A few weeks ago, School Connect recognized several members of the Levine community at their recent Champions of Education Awards event. Vulcan Materials received the National Business Partnership Award. Vulcan has been a major supporter and partner of the Levine District for 5 years. Board President Jill Berrigan and Vista del Sur Principal Jessica Epax were finalists for the organization's Champions of Education Award. This award recognizes those who have built trust, modeled resilience, and cultivated courageous leadership within the education community. Ms. Berrigan was nominated for the School Connect Collaborative Leadership Award, and Ms. Epax was nominated for the School Connect Catalyst for Education Award. Let's give them a round of applause. Vulcan Materials and Chase Building Team sponsored five $5,000 STEM grants. The purpose of the STEM grants is to expand STEM programming for all students in Levine schools through innovative hands-on learning. The following teacher recipients, these are teachers that applied for and received the grant. I would like them to please come forward. From Desert Meadows, Donna Hartel. And from Estrella Foothills Global Academy, we have Cynthia Williams. If you'd please come forward. And representing Vulcan Materials is Abby Sanderson. Abby, if you'd please come forward.
Wait. Sorry.
We also had Sarah Cundiff from Paseo Point, who received a grant from Vulcan, was not able to be here. And then one of our other great business partners is the Chase Building Team, and they provided two $5,000 grants to two of our teachers. I think I see Carlos back there. Carlos Mesa Torres from Rogers Ranch received one of the grants. If you'd please come forward. And Jessica Surrey, if you would please come forward from Levine Elementary. There she is. One of the people that had on our team that has spearheaded this grant program and will represent Chase Building Team is Dr. Joe Roselle, our community engagement coordinator. So Joe, if you please come forward. We have our second string photographer here tonight, who's reliving his wedding picture days. So that's our CFO, Kevin Haggerty. So thanks, Kevin. You may be wondering where some of our school administrators are. Well, they're in Washington, D.C. right now. We have approximately, well, we know how many students we have over there, but we have 150. So we just sent a bunch of them over there, but no, we have 150 students visiting Washington, D.C. This is a picture of Rogers Ranch taken a few days ago there in front of the Lincoln Memorial. This is a lifetime opportunity for our 8th grade students to see our nation's capital on this 5-day trip. And I have no doubt that they are learning great things about our community and even great things about themselves as they travel. And so thanks to our staff who are chaperoning, which includes many of our school administrators who are not here tonight. So we wish them, they're returning tomorrow, and safe travels and a great final evening in DC. Several Levine special education students participated in the Special Olympics Arizona track and field competition in March. The students and staff had an amazing time competing with other school districts, showing the skills they gained through their practices, as well as having fun interacting with others during the competition. The annual District Science and Engineering Fair took place last week. Each school's winning science fair projects in grades 5 through 8 were featured at this district-wide event. First, second, and third place medals were awarded in each grade level. And MC Cash 7th grader Sebastian Macias Cerda took home the grand prize trophy for his game console prototype. That's Sebastian there. The placement of student teachers in our district continues to play a vital role in the staffing of our schools. For the 2021, during this school year, 2021, we have hired 14 of our student teachers for the next school year. Of the 14, 5 are from NAU and 11 are graduates of Grand Canyon University. And that's due to some very strong partnerships that we've formed with those two schools. And we are now pursuing the same partnership with ASU. Our district has been historically fully staffed with teachers in an era where many districts struggle with that. So thanks to our HR team and to all of our principals and school admin teams that interview and bring these folks on. And we're ready for 22-23 with our staffing. Our employees of the month. Michael Guerra is a certified teacher tutor at Desert Meadows. No matter what the task may be, Michael Guerra is always smiling, demonstrating positivity, and building strong relationships with staff and students. His professionalism has been demonstrated every time he interacts with a student, parent, or staff member. As a certified tutor, he not only works with a small group of students, but he has done guest teaching and been wherever needed in any classroom across the grade levels. He is one of the first faces people see when they arrive and one of the last they see when they go home, as he will often help out as one of our school crossing guards or coaching soccer or working at an after-school event. He truly does whatever it takes to support the school and students. Mike uses a variety of data to implement many lessons for his at-risk students. He quickly builds relationships with students and encourages them to try their very best. In a very short time, he has established a level of trust with students, and they see that he believes in them. His ability to motivate students is evident in the high levels of growth demonstrated by his students on assessment. Certified Employee of the Month, Michael Guerra. Michael, would you please come forward?
Come on over here, Mike. Mike's only been with us for 1 year, and in that short time, I've been doing this a long time, and I've never seen somebody have such an impact in just 1 year on all students. As Dr. Sprout said, he is Mr. I can do anything. He will cover classes. He never says no, and he's constantly working to do whatever it takes for students to succeed. So congratulations. I don't know anyone else that deserves this award more than you. Congratulations.
Our classified employee of the month is Sophia Espinoza Padilla, the receptionist at Vista del Sur Accelerated Academy. Sophia is a great asset to the Levine School District and the Vista del Sur community. She loves her job and shows it every day. She is responsible, reliable, and a great team player. Her great personality results in her getting along with everyone. She takes care of Vista's students as if they were her own. Whether it's in the office, the main office, or the health office, or in a classroom, she is always open and willing to help wherever she is needed. As school receptionist, Sophia answers many phone calls and answers all questions families may have, warmly greeting everyone who crosses through the front door. She makes sure that if it is in her power, all teachers and staff have what they need. Bottom line, it is all about having a service mentality and a deep care for the Vista community, and that is Sophia. And so, Sophia, if you would please come forward. Ms. Scagnell.
Well, I am honored to be up here recognizing Miss Sophia. As the receptionist at Vista, she is the first face that our families and students and staff see each day, and she is just a pillar of light in our front office. While she is the receptionist, she does wear many hats, as Dr. Sprout said. She is an excellent employee, a wonderful colleague. She's a nurse. She is a mentor. She's a break buddy. She's whatever our students need, and we are also lucky to have her. She is beloved by the Vista community, and I don't know what I would do without her, so thank you.
Desert Meadows fourth graders, are you guys ready? All right. Okay, here we go. I will turn it over for our classroom spotlight to Principal J.P. Ketchum at Desert Meadows.
President Berrigan, members of the governing board, Dr. Sprout, and guests. Thank you for the opportunity to present our spotlight this evening. Tonight, Ms. Codalee Kendall and her fourth grade students will be giving you a brief glimpse of what ELA instruction might look like on a typical day. This year, we have placed much emphasis on using our curriculum with greater fidelity and digging deeper into the meat of the curriculum to find greater connections to critical thinking. Tonight's presentation will feature several components of our ReadyGen ELA curriculum, along with elements of English language proficiency standards as Ms. Kendall currently teaches students in our fourth grade English language learner cohort. We will start with Ms. Kendall giving a brief overview of her instruction and also ReadyGen in curriculum, followed by our students demonstrating how they use these tools to integrate reading and writing along with listening and speaking skills. I hope you enjoy tonight's presentation. Ms. Kendall.
Good evening. I'm welcome. I'm so happy to be here. So I wanted to go ahead and tell you my name is Codalee Kendall, and I've taught here for 18 years in Levine School District, and I have attained my national board certification in literacy and language arts. And so this entails reading and writing in the classroom. My passion is teaching in ELA. My biggest thing I love to organize is my ELA block each day. And the reason why I really loved ELA and literacy is because in college, my professor really got me into children's literature. And he always taught that kids learn more when they're reading through their vocabulary, through language and writing. And he likes them to read full books. And so that's the great thing about our ReadyGen is that we read complete books. And during the years here at Desert Meadow, before ReadyGen, I would read complete books to my students and have writing prompts and activities. But now ReadyGen does that for me. They have, I don't have to look for opportunities or activities for students in my teacher's toolbox. I can just do the activities that ReadyGen has embedded in each lesson daily. I'll be showcasing our wonderful district adoption, which is ReadyGen, and this unit is talking about real life experience, and it's about the use of money and decision making. We are using authentic reading and things that they can use in their real life, so with money, and it's called Understanding Money, Using Money. Many of the things in the way it's set up is it's in modules. And they have various texts to guide the enduring understandings of both reading and writing through the use of guided essential questions and goals. It is directly connected to the performance-based assessment at the end of each module. In my classroom, I like to set it up with vocabulary first. We like to front load and get them ready to use the vocabulary through the lesson. So vocabulary comes first and we talk about it and do activities before we get started the real lesson. And then it goes into reading pairs. They turn and talk with each other. They have partner reading and they use text in some graphic organizer and they have independent writing. Because my kids are the EL cohort, we really focus on speaking and using the academic language every day. Here is an example of when they're doing vocabulary. We started off with myself talking to them about what are the words. We go and we accelerate their learning by front loading the vocabulary first, so then they can be able to use it later in their conversation. A purchase of a home. Why does that work? Yes. The problem that they had way back in 2008, did they focus on that? No. Did they oversee it the right way? No, they didn't. And then lots of people had hard times with foreclosures because it moved into that section. Mm-hmm. So the overseer was letting people have it without the right amount of a loan. When I'm looking here at the information, how Jocelyn is an overseer working with that big purchase loan. So in there, we are using the words, and I have usually a game somehow so they can make matching, so they can be more engaged with it. And the next part of the day, we start in reading pairs. I have them divided, and they already know who their A partner and their B partner is. They can be able to know who goes first and second and continue their conversation.
You have money to pay for your needs first. Well, we have all things. We all have things. Your parents want to buy, but they also need money for their regular bills, groceries, electricity, water, and the rest. You may not have the same expenses as your parents, but you don't get money.
The best part, I think, when kids are reading together is that when you come in, it is really buzzing. The kids are loving reading and they're reading together. And even though it's noisy, you can tell that they are very engaged and enjoy it. And then they turn and talk. I give them a question, and then they are using the evidence from their book. They're maybe using charts or captions, and they're showing each other what they've learned from the question they're being asked to answer.
I think they shouldn't have subprime mortgages. For them to get things they need and stuff.
Spent $9.50. For the week, I spent more than $9. I spent actually $27.
And I feel like subprime mortgages they do make you pay more than you should be paying for any other rent. Because the low interest, because interest is money that's gonna go to the bank
Per year, so 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008.
Yeah, as the years go past, it goes bigger.
After they have talked together, I have them get their books and their Chromebooks for their Nearpod, and they fill out the Nearpod of the graphic organizer. And in this one, they already had the main idea, so they put in the key details that go with the main idea that I've given them. And again, we're talking about money, so we're talking about interests and principals and loans and home mortgages, and it's definitely something of something that they're not really used to, but they're getting knowledge about it.
Remember, the bank is a business and it makes money by charging interest. So when they use the money, you have to pay back.
You need to pay back the money that you borrowed. So don't forget to put that in.
They get a mortgage. Have to pay it. So, and when they pay it, a little bit goes to the principal.
They can go to your house and put the foreclosure sign in the effect.
Computer and submit it, actually submit, and then 45. After we've done all the different talking and typing and sharing, then they are able to work independently in their writing for a paragraph. And the question that they're writing to is, do you think banks should be allowed to offer subprime mortgages? So it definitely was a big topic, but they were very into it and had a really big opinion about it. So I was glad to know that they're really excited about this topic.
Your opinion, sometimes you can change other people's opinion because of your strong facts.
That's right, and you're going to be able to convince them because you use strong reasoning from the evidence. During this time, it's very quiet, they're very focused in writing. Subprime mortgages. Where's your book? Is it in there? The students that are going to share with you what they read and their favorite parts and what they wrote are going to be Eva, James, Santino, Aaliyah, Emily, Sergio, Areli, and Mateo. So come on up, guys. And let's go ahead and share what we know.
Mrs. Ward. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. So, we have a chart. Our opinion about why we should
Okay.
what I thought was
Do you want to put it down here? Okay.
so, many questions for investors. When you don't pay, when you like borrow money, very low, you have very low like interest and stuff like that. When you borrow money from the bank and you buy a house, make it like own your house because you get your interest from the money you borrow from the bank. As you can see, the bank now owns your home because you can save the money to get business.
Right. So that's why you're against subprime.
Yes.
Okay, and do you have a different opinion or do you?
Because the reason why is because some mortgages give you more money than you're supposed to pay. Like here on page 3, it talks about loans and why someone do not what happens if you do not pay the loan back. What happens here is that if you do not pay back the loan, the bank will be likely to give you some extra.
Bad credit.
And that's really bad. This is, now, do you guys work as partners? Are you A and B together or do you have a different?
Different, but we're both against something.
Were there very many people in your class?
City, like some.
What was their argument? Do you remember?
Like some they should be allowed to rent because they said it's not fair. It's not fair that when you borrow money, you can be like you really need it, like a house,
Right.
car.
Hmm. Take it. Not take the chance. Oh, so they were okay with.
All right, thank you, Miss Kendall students. Go ahead and thank your person.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, board members, for listening and looking at, my students just love reading. And so thank you for listening to them and giving them your attention. Do you have any questions for me or for my students?
Any questions or comments, guys?
I got a new loan officer.
Yes.
That
All right.
so impressive.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
you can tell they really actually understand the issue, which as fourth graders is shocking. So you've done a very good job. And I don't think any of these kids will be in debt when they grow up.
Yeah,
I think you like
exactly.
seared this in their mind. Very good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Parents, if you'd like to come up and get a picture as well, feel free to do so.
We need to find
And President Berrigan is also a business manager, so very aware of this world that you studied. Parents, thank you for bringing your students tonight. This is our favorite part. Well, we have a lot of favorite parts, but it's awesome to hear our kids and what they're learning. And so thank you for being here tonight. And that concludes the superintendent's report.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sprout. I too want to thank you, parents and kids, for being here. We appreciate you sharing some time with us this evening and also enjoying some of the other celebrations that we have in this district. We have a lot of incredible things happening here, including everything that happens every day with your kids. We are going to move into the business portion of our meeting. You're welcome to stay for that, but we're going to take a brief pause in case you would like to leave for the evening and not stay for the business portion of the meeting. Thank you, guys. Come on up. We are on to the presentation of the fiscal year 23 classified salary schedule. Please.
Awesome.
Mr. Thomas.
Thank you. Good evening, President Berrigan, members of the governing board, and Dr. Sprout. Thank you for giving me an opportunity this evening to present to you some information on the classified salary schedule, and I'll also take any questions that you might have. Later on this evening, you'll have the opportunity to approve the proposed classified schedule, and prior to that, once again, I just wanted to provide a little bit of information. I'm going to start with our district's core commitments. Anytime I have the opportunity to speak to our staff or with our staff, I always like to highlight these core commitments. They're things that we not only say out loud verbally, but we align our actions and our decisions behind these commitments as well. I'm just going to quickly go through them for our governing board this evening. And the first one, commitment that we have to our employees, that no matter what position you hold in our school district, that you'll have the opportunity to make an impact. You'll be able to impact students, the community, your colleagues' lives. It doesn't matter what your position is, a bus driver, a crossing guard, a teacher, and we commit to that. The other commitment is that we offer the highest level of support. So whether that's support from your supervisor, resources, and curriculum, but that we pride ourselves on giving our employees the tools they need to be successful in whatever job or position they have. The other core commitment that we align ourselves to is that opportunity for advancement, that if you want it, we're a growing organization, lots of opportunities for advancement will help our employees get to where they want to be. One of our other commitments is a competitive salary and benefits, and I'll speak about that a little bit more tonight, but that's pretty self-explanatory. And finally, we just always want our employees to feel valued and appreciated, that we're going to celebrate and recognize them, walk beside them, big or small, whether it's employees of the month or shout outs and newsletter, but we want to just make sure that we have a high level of celebration and recognition for our employees. So the goals of our revised schedule, our classified schedule, there were a few. The first one obviously is to increase compensation, right? The world around us right now, things are getting more expensive, and we wanted to see what could we do with our classified staff in terms of increasing their compensation. We also wanted to look at more consistent job titlings within the classified schedule, and I'll talk more about all of these goals here throughout the presentation. We wanted to have a clear path with respect to advancement, which is one of our commitments that I just talked about. And then finally, we want it to be sustainable. We didn't want to come back later on and this be something that we can't afford or go backwards on. So I'll start with competitive salaries. So all of you are aware that public school districts are required to work within a sustainable budget. We don't have products that we can raise prices on to generate revenue. We don't have a billionaire owner at the top. We're not Amazon or Walmart that can take less profit and trickle that money down. So, we work within a budget that sometimes makes us less competitive with hourly rates when you look at the private sector or corporations. The revised salary schedule allowed us to provide a major increase in compensation for our classified staff members to at least make us a little bit more competitive with external equity. And we're hoping that these increases will allow us to continue to recruit and retain top talent and further solidify our district's core commitment to our employees of a competitive pay. So internal equity, the classified salary schedule hasn't been restructured in many years, right? Although Levine has undergone a lot of changes in that time. The number of new classified positions has increased over the years. The responsibility of those positions has changed or evolved over time, whether that was due to our growth or changes in technology or even legislative initiatives. So the proposed salary schedule did give us an opportunity to look at internal equity. So what is internal equity? We looked at all of the positions in our classified salary schedule. We looked at their qualifications and the job roles and responsibilities, and we kind of banded them together, right? Do they monitor and supervise students? Are they doing clerical work? Are they making big decisions? Just where do their duties and responsibilities lie? And it gave us an opportunity to move some positions columns or retitle some of our positions. So again, internal equity was considered when placing positions on the revised schedule. Consistent job titling, we did have some title changes, and it was for a variety of reasons. Some of the title changes were due just to a more accurate description of their role. Some of them might have been seen as outdated. An attendance clerk, a term more readily available or used as a school registrar, more commonly used, I guess. You'll also see on the new titles many positions with a 1 and a 2. So we distinguish positions where a certification is available. And again, that goes back to that advancement. So any position that has a 1 or a 2, certification can be obtained for advancement or to move over on the salary schedule. And those are all the positions that have a new title within our district. Even from the cafeteria worker, right? A cafeteria worker can obtain a certification and move over, a computer tech, a maintenance or a groundskeeper. So all of those positions, we encourage them to continue with their trade or their craft, and it'll just make our workforce stronger. The sustainable cost, right? So traditionally, our classified schedule has cost about $464,000 annually. So this is an ongoing expense that we pay year after year after year. It's not going away. It's not one-time money. That's what it traditionally has cost us to maintain our traditional classified salary schedule. The revised schedule or the proposed schedule has an annual cost of $1.3 million. So a significant investment in our classified staff. The district has identified funding sources to ensure that the recommended salary schedule is sustainable long-term. So that's important information to have, and that's something that we want to make sure is communicated loud and clear, is that this isn't a one-time thing, or we're not going to find ourselves in a jeopardy or a fiscal cliff later on down the road. While we can't always compete with the corporate world, there are some things that they can't compete with as well when you work in the Levine School District, right? One of them we talked about, our first commitments, is that opportunity to have an impact. So you work here in the Levine School District, you're going to have an opportunity to have an impact on students' lives. Working at Hobby Lobby or making $18 an hour at Chick-fil-A, you're not going to have that impact, right? Working at those places, you're probably not going to have evenings and weekends off either, right? As well as the same breaks as your children. So we do offer an employee experience, or there are benefits of working in the school district, and not going home smelling like hamburgers or Chick-fil-A sandwiches, one of them as well, right? We're a growing and stable school district. So we're not going out of business tomorrow. We're not going to be laying people off. So there's some stability here. And finally, the majority of our employees are eligible for Arizona State retirement. So we try to promote that as well and educate our staff members on them. Oftentimes, you don't see that or understand it in the moment, and that's years away, but the more education that you have on how the Arizona State retirement system, and the more we can promote that to our employees, is again another benefit of working for the school district, and the employee experience we can give our employees outside of finances. Communication to the staff. So when we undertake a revision like this, it's, we want the communication to be on point and make sure that our staff understands much of the information that I'm presenting to you tonight. So earlier today, our supervisors around the district went over a similar presentation with our classified staff members to present the information that I'm presenting to you tonight, and to answer any questions that they may have. I've received feedback from almost all of our schools and departments, and I'm happy to announce the feedback has been very positive. Lots of thank yous from our community. If this was to be approved tonight, they all are aware it's contingent upon governing board approval, so no pressure. And before I take questions from you, I'd be remiss, I know President Berrigan, you know this very well, the collaboration between the business department and HR, the employee end of this, and the finance, the money side of this, right? I have the employee end and the communication and the dealing with employees, but I don't have the books in front of me. So our CFO, Kevin Haggerty, and our finance director, Anita, have been just instrumental in bringing this to the point that we're at today, as well as our council team, obviously led by Dr. Sprout, whose heart still, I think, lies in the HR department with all his experience. Yeah, he stays in his lane, but and our council team. So this has been months in the making. So our council team of looking at it from many views and taking it to our principals and other administrators, and then finally our classified specialist, Elizabeth Jimenez, who's been in our department for many years and gets to see things through a lens that we don't often. She onboards employees, they call her, she's on the front line, and she's been able to navigate and help facilitate our questions and our ideas and our thoughts. And I'm forever thankful to Liz, so I definitely wanted to give her credit where credit's due. And I don't know if she's here. Oh, Liz. I did not know Liz was in the building tonight, but if this is approved, these NOAs are going out tonight. So, and in all seriousness, though, thank you for this opportunity, and pending any questions for you, that concludes our presentation.
I don't have any questions, but I am glad you talked about the time commitment that it takes to put something like this together. I've done it before. It is a great deal of work. It is a great deal of thought and consideration. And I think it's important for the staff and the community also to understand that this is not something that's just put together quickly. It's many, many hours of many, many people over many months. So my appreciation goes out to all of those same people very truly and sincerely. we have all of the greatest teachers in the state of Arizona, but even with that, this district doesn't run without all of the people that are on that list of employees. It just doesn't happen. The kids don't get to school, they're not fed, all of those things. So this is an extremely important component to making sure that the school district runs. Then finally, I think because of that, this is a long-term investment in our people. And you talk about the long-term sustainability, and there are numbers that can be run on that you guys have all run, and we are good there. But I think an important consideration too is the fact that when we continue to invest in our people, we continue to have the best district in the Southwest Valley, and we continue to grow. And when we can continue to grow, we continue to maintain a budget that will continue to help support this. So great work.
Thank you.
Ms. Ward?
I also have no questions, but wanted to add that our employees are our most valuable asset.
Yes.
And in order to keep them, we need to keep them as happy as we possibly can. And we get such a return on our investment that it can't be replicated. So
Absolutely. Thanks.
Dr. Watkins?
It's great. As a business owner, for me, my internal customer is my most important customer. People see how happy they are and how we thrive. It's amazing. To be able to go from 100,000 to 1.3 million, that's if we have the budget for that, it's amazing.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next we have a presentation on the revised budget number 2. Is Ms. Purcell doing that? Come on up, my dear.
Right. Good evening, President Berrigan, board members, Dr. Sprout, and guests. Tonight, I'll be doing my presentation on our revised budget number 2 for this current year. The final budget revision must be adopted by prior to May 15th each year. This year's revision includes adjustments due to ADM growth and changes in estimated carryover. Our M&O budget increased overall by about $156,000. One major area that changed was higher revenue from enrollment. Of that amount, we're going to transfer about $300,000 into the District Additional Assistance Fund, also known as capital. We also have an increase due to high-cost special education reimbursement. Our district additional assistance increased by about $251,000. This was due to the $300,000 transfer from M&O and was partially offset by our revised projected interest amount. Between the two funds, the net increase is about $407,000 from our revised 1 budget. The maintenance and operation ending balance fund will be about $3 million. Of this, $1.5 million will be transferred into our medical insurance trust. The addition of this $1.5 million to our trust will give us a projected ending balance of approximately 2.3 years of claims in reserves. Our DAA capital fund is projected to have an ending balance of a little bit over $13.2 million. And lastly, the bond fund, the ending balance will be 0 at the end of the year. Major expenses in this fund was the Desert Meadows Preschool building, which is about $5.1 million, and our security camera systems for improved safety at our school sites at $771,000. And that concludes my presentation. Do you guys have questions?
Questions, Dr. Watkins? Ms. Ward? Thank you. Great work.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you. They don't clap for me in my district when I present on the budget. Thank you. Appreciate that. No call to the public? Okay. All right, we are on to the consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second. It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. And I think we have a couple of people here with us this evening.
Yes, thank you, President Berrigan. You just approved the hire of 2 administrators, and actually a hire and a promotion. And so we're going to start with the hire. I'd like to welcome Angela Smith to our team. She is our new federal programs coordinator. And so welcome, Angela. Please stand and so we can see you. And we've said this about talking about our employee commitments to our employees. One of those is opportunities for advancement. And it is wonderful to see someone move through our organization and come into the administrative team. And we are very excited. Rachel Boyle will be our new assistant principal. Assistant principal at Trailside Point School next year. She's a current instructional coach. Now you notice all these people around her, and that is Levine's staff who have benefited from her leadership and her service to them. And you don't get far without a great family. And her parents have come from Washington State here tonight to be with her. And Rachel, would you please introduce your family to us that are here tonight? Okay, congratulations. Mom and Dad are former administrators and are retired happily, right? Tony told me, he said that he would never go back to another governing board meeting again after he retired, but he made an exception for tonight. So parents, thank you, and family for being here tonight. And we look forward to seeing everything that Rachel and Ashley do next year at Trailside Point. So.
Very good. Congratulations, Rachel. Congratulations, Angie. Yes?
Where in Washington?
Where in Washington? Fern needs to know.
The geographical center of the state.
Okay.
I've never heard of it, so thank you. Welcome to Levine.
Thank you. 1,500 kids.
Okay. Very good. I'll be going to Spokane, Washington. I don't know if that's anywhere near there this summer. Okay. It's a big state. All right. Thanks for being here. Okay. We are on to our action items. Yep. We are on to our action items. First, we have the approval of the classified salary schedule for fiscal year 2023. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motioned and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. That one happily passes. Yeah. I'm just going to add to that. Not every district is in this set of circumstances right now. So we are very lucky to be able to do that for our staff and very proud. Support staff notices of indefinite term appointments. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Next, our administrative contracts for principals, one of my favorite things to approve each year. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Been motioned and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Sometimes it's easier when there's just three of us, huh? Yes, applaud for the principals. Yeah. We have a revised stipend schedule for fiscal year 23. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. New computer tech 2 position. Do we have a motion?
Second.
Motioned and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. We're getting there. New district early literacy instructional coach position. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Motioned and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Appointment of trustee to the trust board. And this is for Linda Abeg. Abeg. He told me right earlier. Fern told me wrong. She said Abeg. Oh, I didn't even say that. We're just making it up as we go. We mean you. Okay. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. We have this says presentation of the 2022 revised budget, but we already had the presentation, so I think we're just going to approve that. No more presentations, right? Okay. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second. Motion and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. We have the grant agreement for the Arizona On Track Summer Camp Program. Do I have a motion? Second. Motion and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. And finally, issues for consideration for the 2023 ASBA Legislative Committee. Dr. Sprout put these together for us. Do we have a motion?
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Any final comments from the board, Dr. Watkins?
Looking forward to attending the graduations next week. Congratulations to the parents, the teachers, working with the kids. My words to these guys will be about to start high school. That get a plan. Get them just a hint of what they want to do, what they want to be, because want to be anything serious in this world, it really starts at high school. So we're going to press them on, get an idea. I know it may change, get them an idea as a freshman, really get some where they want to be. Looking forward to it.
Thank you. Mrs. Ward?
Just thank you, everybody, for being here. And I think that our visitors this evening showed us that they have a plan and they are on a forward trajectory like I have never seen. So thank you, guys, and congratulations on you all being a little bit richer this evening. Well,
Yeah. Well, inflation will take most of that away, so. I like to be the bearer of good news. Guys, you made it through another year, or almost. You have about a week left. I think many of us thought that this was sort of going to be a little bit of a lighter and easier year, and I think many of us have felt that that was not the case, that this was a very difficult, challenging year and in a very different way than the year before and even the year before that. I'm going to say that next year's got to be better, right? I mean, it can only get better, yes. And that's what I'll hope for all of you, because you deserve to have a little bit of a lighter, easier year, as do our students. So make sure you take the time off you need this summer to rest and recharge and be ready for us in July, August timeframe. Okay, we have our next meeting on June 9th. Hard to believe that it is going to be June very, very soon. And we'll have that right here at 5:30 p.m. We need to adjourn this meeting. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Good night, everybody.